Hello.
Hello, guys. How you doing?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Evening, or good morning.
Or morning, yeah.
O buenos días.
Depending the side of the earth you're living.
How are you guys?
How are you doing? Here
It's
we
nice
go.
to, well, not to see you, but to be here with you.
I'm listening a lot of voice.
How are you doing? How are you, Marc?
I'm pretty good. Standing
Yeah,
up,
good.
watching you. And in
Well,
front of this.
Look at this.
Yeah, it's quite impressive.
Yeah. What do you think? Would you like to make concerts with this rig?
Yes, but with some conditions.
Yes, such as?
A technician for each
Yeah.
one.
All right.
Because they have a lot of character.
Yeah.
In terms of, I don't know the word.
The maintenance?
Yeah.
Or?
Yes, maintenance.
Well, I think we are quite lucky here because I think all of them are really in good shape.
Yes, they
Some
are.
of these are, I don't know if you guys can hear that some of them are a bit noisy.
Yeah, in fact.
But the mechanisms electronically are quite all right. I hear some noises. It's because of my microphone, maybe?
Yeah. Well, I hear the noises too.
Yeah.
That's. I think it's that
Let
one,
me-
the Dynacort.
Let me check this. But you can talk.
Yeah, so, on this video, we wanted to do something that I think it's never done
Really?
before.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
a
that.
comparison between all these echoes live. I don't think so.
So you mean that we are opening ground here?
I hope so. Yeah.
It's really cool.
And
Yeah.
we've brought six echo units. I thought there were 5.
No, at the end we got 6.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's quite amazing.
And
So,
this is not an echo, by the way.
This is not an echo, but it's quite fun
Rig and
too.
machine.
And we've brought this Dynacort right there, which is made in Germany, I guess,
Yeah.
in the 60s.
I think this particular unit is made in the mid-60s, something like that, yeah.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
This is a Fulltone, which
Yeah.
is a copy, or is it based on the Maestro Echoplex, the EP something, EP2, EP1?
2 or 3, maybe?
I don't
well,
know.
Not sure.
But it's a tube-based unit, as well as the Dynacort. Both are tube-based.
So half of them are tube-powered echoes?
Not
So
half, but
1,
many.
2, 3, 4. Wow.
And the rest are solid state.
So the Watkins and the Korg are solid state.
Yes. So, and we brought this one too, the Watkins Copicat, which was made in United Kingdom by the company named WEM. And we got this Vox Long Tom Echo made in the UK, or it wasn't in part made in the UK, I think, because some parts were made in Italy, right?
Yeah, actually this box is quite rare because they produce only a few, I don't know, 100 or 200 units, and Vox Mr. Jennings bought these units to Italian company called Meazzi, which is really cool, and their echoes are also quite sought after. And so this is a box from the Jennings era, but it was actually built in Italy, because in Italy they had like a really good tradition. They were really good, and we will talk about it.
And then the other one, Binson Echorec too, which was made in Italy.
Exactly, in Milan.
Yeah.
And this particular unit, this actual unit, probably was made mid to late 60s. But they start producing this, I think, in the late 50s.
Yeah.
If I'm not wrong. I'm gonna check that because I'm not sure now. But so Binson as a Echorec, this Echorec unit was not the 2, but the number 1.
Yeah.
They started a business in '58. Yes, the
quite
same
early,
as Watkins, same year. Also,
that's
but
true.
this unit is from the 70s.
Yeah, probably early 70s, yeah.
Yeah.
And then this is the later one, the Korg Stage Echo.
Well, actually, the latest one is
from the vintage ones, this is the later one.
Yeah, and this is from '78. Is the brother of the other Stage Echo, which was kind of more professional for the studio, because you had inputs and outputs, balanced inputs and outputs.
Okay.
but this one is quite alright as well.
That's cool.
Yeah, and should we start for...
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Well, I have to tell Marcel is the echo guy. He's really into it, and I think some of them, of these units were yours, right?
Yeah, so...
The Dynacort?
The Dynacort is not mine. No, from here is also only the Korg Stage Echo.
But were some of them yours in the past?
No, these are from Aclam.
Oh.
No, I bought this from not long ago from Wallapop.
Oh, yeah, it's a nice app we got in Spain and I think in other countries in the European Union. It's kind of a Craigslist.
Maybe you don't have it
in Spain.
in the States or wherever you are.
So
yeah, I think...
Well, it's all yours.
Yeah, I think we can start with the Watkins Copicat, which, as we were saying, was designed by Charlie Watkins in the UK in 1958. Yeah, I was right then. And so these units revolutionized the pop industry because when they started producing these units was like a proper revolution.
Yeah.
And even in the 70s and 80s, I mean, it's an important tool for in the studio to get creative, etc., etc. So, but this particular one, the Watkins, which is quite noisy.
Yeah, I think the noise comes from the one at the
well,
bottom.
Both of them.
Yeah. Right.
Anyways, yeah, this particular one is solid state, and the first units were tube amplified, and well, they came from the reel-to-reel machines. I mean, it is said that we're not gonna get too much technical, or feel free if you want to go technical, or the story, because you can find the story easily. But I think the one to blame who started all this revolution, the tape echo, was probably Les Paul, Mr. Les Paul, because and he was also one of the first one to have like a home studio. And he was a very creative person, and
well, he did quite a lot of inventions, right? He invented multi-tracking.
Exactly.
And I think like
he used a lot the various speed from the reel-to-reel machines, and probably was one of the first one, if not the first one, to use the reel-to-reel machines in his studio to create this echo, and that started the revolution and started rock and roll, rockabilly, and later on.
Yeah, he was the ground for many, a lot of styles. Yeah.
So after that, after Les Paul, there was a guy who invented the amplifier with the echo tape inside. Yes. Which let me check because I don't remember right now his name. And yeah, it was Ray Butt's the Echosonic, fantastic and super rare. If you even find one of these, please contact us because
we'll buy it.
Really good. I cannot afford it, but maybe Marc can.
Probably.
Yes,
probably.
I
look like I can afford that.
So the story goes that this amplifier was bought by Chet Atkins. Yeah. And then he used it for some of the recordings.
But sorry, just to clarify, that Echosonic was an amplifier with a built-in tape echo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fantastic unit. And then he used it for some of his recordings. And later on, Sam Phillips from the Sun studio, the man who produced Elvis Presley and some others.
Yeah, Johnny Cash and a lot of
another one. And then Scotty Moore, the guitar player for Elvis Presley, used it for these amazing records. And so they started this revolution, and in England in '58 there was this guy Watkins who built this amazing Watkins, which has been really popular, and they sold for thousands. Yeah. And it works really well. Why don't we check? Yeah,
I would like to explain just for some of the guys that they don't have seen a lot of these machines. This is the first technology that was used to make delay. We say it were a tape echo, but it's basically a delay. And the way how it works, there's a tape machine like the one found in the studios in the 50s, 60s, 70s that has some record heads. You can see them quite good in this Watkins Copicat. There's one head that records what you're playing with your guitar, and then there's some heads, playback heads, sorry, quite far apart from the recording head, that they reproduce what has been recorded. So depending on the length and the distance from the recording head and the playback head, that determines the delay time, right? So the one that is closer has a shorter delay time, and then from there there's longer delay times. Another thing that also determines the length or the delay time is the speed of the actual tape, right? So there's a motor with which spins the tape, and sorry, I don't know how to say it. The slower the motor goes, the longer the delay will be. But that compromises the quality of the recording and the quality of the delay, right? At the end, there's another head, which is the eraser. And what it does is it erases whatever has been recorded just to start the loop again. On many modern delays, you have found this control named feedback, which is regeneration. All the signal that has been delayed, it gets back into the recording head, and that creates, you know, that kind of feedback and infinite repetitions. This is a feature that it is also found on tape echoes, and sometimes it's called swell, sometimes it's called sustain. Every manufacturer had a different word, right? So yeah, sure.
Let's
let's start with the Watkins. Right.
Yeah. So this is the sound of the guitar without any effect.
Yes.
And now I'm controlling the effects. Well, you know it already.
Yes.
Through this fantastic looper. I don't know. You cannot see it, but trust me.
Yeah, it's there.
It's there, and it's very useful. And now it should be working. Yeah.
So many of these, well, or perhaps all these echo units, they have some switches to engage the playback heads, right? So you can make combinations of different playback heads, and that creates rhythmic patterns, right? So this is the shortest one.
It's the classic slapper.
Yeah, yeah. So as you heard, we've went from the shortest to the longest, and then we can do some combinations. So for example, this is the shortest with the longest, and we'll turn on the sustain, which is the feedback. Shortest. And we can turn the feedback, which is named sustain.
Listen.
Yeah, there's some things to record it. I think on this unit the eraser head doesn't work quite well.
Shouldn't be happening this, but some things happen with echo tapes and these units. And there is the erase head is somewhere.
That one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's not working properly. Or probably is the tape.
Yeah. Well, and one thing that made that these units became some kind of unpopular were the maintenance, because you had to know how to maintain this and put some oil into the bearings and change the tape regularly, like depending on the use, but perhaps
when you
in 1
have
month or
it
2
and
months.
we know how to do it and you have the time,
Yeah.
they are fantastic.
Yeah.
Amazing stuff.
Yeah, still recording. And then we can turn the sustain all the way up.
And also it's interesting to talk about these units also have this preamp. I don't know if you were talking about it when I was checking.
Yeah. Well, as some of you may know, we designed that with Miller pedal, which replicates the preamp of the Grampian reverberation unit. Some players, they did the same thing that the Pete Townshend did with the reverb, but with the preamps all of the tape echoes. So, for example, Eric Clapton and Jimmy Page were known for using the Echoplex without delay, just using the preamp and distorting the amp. So we can reproduce that also with the Copycat if Marcel is searching something. So this time we are turning down the delay effect, so we can use just a preamp. So this is...
Yeah, first without. Now it's not.
Yeah.
Now on.
Now what happened is that we've just put the preamp of the amplifier into saturation, as many players of the 60s did, because they don't have any booster pedals to saturate their amps, right? They had fuzz pedals and the range master, but they were kind of different effects, right? So the cool thing of tape echoes, as with other effect pedals or effects, of course they are not pedals, is that every different unit had its own flavor, right? Mm-hmm. So we can jump from the Watkins to the Vox Echo, for example, and you'll notice a difference.
And by the way, let me say hello to everybody here. Daniel Jack from Brazil. Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Daniel. How you doing?
And John Warren. Hola, está bien ver los originales. All right, thank you, guys. If you have any questions, any comments, please feel free.
Feel free to ask.
It will be great. So now we are going.
We can start with the Watkins. With
let me first, if you don't mind. If you don't mind.
Yeah.
So we were supposed to. The second one, I think, would be great. The Echocord, Dynacort Echocord.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now it's working. I don't know. Not sure. Now it is.
Yes. So this Dynacort unit has different channel inputs because some of these units were intended not just for guitar but for PA systems. So you can put many microphones for voice and also keyboards, whatever. Yeah. And this one, it's a little bit more complex than the Watkins. It has an input gain and it has a tone knob, right? Pots baixar el volum?
Yes.
Perquè m'està mutejant.
There's no volume.
Oh? Pues apaga el... Yeah. Sorry, technical issues. So it has a gain knob and a tone knob, right? And also it has the playback heads, the number 1, the number 2, and number 3. And then it has some presets, as I guess, right, Marcel?
That's right, yeah. And
it has this marginal, reverb.
You have tube velocity.
Yes.
Adagio and presto. It's slow and faster.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you can switch it on and off. And yeah, maybe we can listen.
All right.
And you also have the Magic Eye
Yeah.
there, which is
This is
tube.
it is a tube which worked in well, it was before the PU meters as the Korg Echo has. It has a fluorescent coated plate which collapses when the signal is overloading. It's quite cool. So now we were using the playback hand number 1, or it was this preset?
You have 3 presets for each adagio and presto. We can check it out.
Okay.
So you can check number 2. Now we are
Sorry.
Now you're on 3, and maybe we can change now to this one.
Oh yeah. This is bypass, all right.
And by the way, we should say them as well. We were talking about Watkins and all these units. They own a lot about this revolution, this pop revolution to the shadows. I was now playing a little bit League of the Shadows, and they were one of the famous users. In fact, the Shadows are a good example of a band that they use almost all of them. The Binson, the Watkins. Not sure about the Dynacort, but probably Echorec, which was a thing made in the same factory.
Okay, the clamped Echorec was made in the same factory?
Is exactly the same. Exactly the same. And also the Vox Echo. Yeah.
Wow. They had money back then.
Well, they were professionals.
Well, I think like Han Marvin was kind of the first British guitar hero, to say it in some manner. Is that right?
Is that
completely right?
Yeah. Completely.
That's
cool. And it still is for some people. I mean, it's one of my heroes as well.
That's cool.
And yeah.
So, do you want to try some feedback?
To all the Shadows fans, which I'm sure there are quite a lot.
And do you want to try to increase the feedback on the Dynacort?
Yes, please. I'd love that.
There we go. It does not go into self-oscillation, right?
Probably, I'm not sure about the Dynacort. Not completely, probably. Maybe in adagio. Because this is
it's all the way up.
All the way up. Not in this one. We'll check it out in other units.
Okay. So, do you want to compare the Dynacort with the Watkins?
Yes. Now, this is the Dynacort.
Shall we try with a shorter delay? Because the Watkins, it doesn't have this kind of long delays.
Not as much as this one. Now is the Dynacort. And now Watkins. Dynacort. With Dynacort, you have more control of the tone.
Yes.
And this, maybe because of the tape as well, is a bit darker.
Darker, yeah.
But maybe shouldn't. Who knows?
Maybe it's, worse than the other one.
But still cool.
Yeah,
still really
it's
cool.
super cool. Well, I like the Dynacort much better. Well, in fact, it seems a higher quality unit, which because it has a tube technology.
Maybe I'm not sure about that. Probably you also have the tubes, and they also have this the warmer the tone.
Yeah.
Probably this is solid state.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think really depends of the units that you have, and of course in the shape that they are.
Yeah.
We can try the Watkins because with the Watkins you can achieve the feedback.
Yeah. That one? But now it has gone into self-oscillation. Yeah. I think there's something wrong with your Razer head.
Is it? It's possible.
Yeah.
But
well,
you know what?
we had some problems before starting the video. It blown the fuse. The tape, the tape exploded.
That was
fun.
So
it was almost not getting into it, but we finally did.
What about if we start with the box?
Yeah,
Echo?
sure.
Yeah, because.
Do you have some quirks about the box?
Yeah, this is the Vox Long Tom. It was made in the mid 60s or 66. They produced it from 64, I think, until 67 or something like that. It's really rare, as I was saying. And look at that, it's in really good shape. It's beautiful. Yeah. And this Tolek, I mean, this is one of my favorites. In fact, it's the one that you got earlier this morning when we met in the street.
Yes. I had a good eye.
You had the opportunity to get one Binson, Watkins, and all this, but you, for some reason, chose this. And isn't it beautiful? I mean, I will just stay staring at them all, especially this one. Yeah. I'm not saying anything. Can we try that for, I don't know, 30 minutes, like this?
Yes, we can.
Do it.
Okay. So.
All right, enough. So.
Because the motor is not running right now?
It's like this.
Oh, that's pretty
It's
cool.
like this. And this is clean. This is clean. And this is super rock and roll.
Yeah.
You can maybe try different presets.
This is Echo. So basically, it has the two speed presets, like the short and the long one, and it has the repeat with this, which is kind of feedback and reverb.
Well, I think that they're very peculiar. I mean, and the names and so on, not exactly their functions, because
this is
you can check it.
Yeah, there's some feedback.
This, I mean, this unit, you cannot see it from here. Maybe you can open it a little bit and show the heads without breaking anything if it's possible, because it has a lot of heads, and which made these weird combinations like this one.
So repeat is a different combination of heads.
Yeah.
And then I think reverb is just feedback.
Yeah.
And then there's two speeds.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
sounds really cool.
So that was like a good choice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and you know that some of these units are becoming really rare and quite expensive.
Are they like a lot of money or?
Yeah, quite a lot. I mean, I don't want to talk about money because this is not about this.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe the next one we can talk about the vintage market.
Okay.
And yeah, how cool is that? Maybe we can compare with
Yes.
like this. Now Dynacort, Watkins.
Let me try with this.
And now Dynacort. This is Watkins. Maybe
turn
this
volume.
tape is dying,
Yeah.
but still working
Yeah.
quite all right. So what about now if we talk about this beautiful unit, the Binson? Is one of my favorites actually.
I know,
And it
I
works in a very peculiar way. The same principle, I think, related to reel machines, but in this case, not working with tape.
This tape,
as
yeah.
you know, is
It has-
maybe you can talk a little bit about
Yeah,
it.
the Binson, they had a completely different approach. There's no tape because, you know, tape wears in, you have to change it. So they designed this kind of spinning drum, which has a very thin magnetic wire. They have like a lot of turns of this wire. And what it achieves is you don't have to change the drum. So it's, in theory, it's much more reliable, but you have to do the maintenance, you know, putting oil on very specific parts and be very careful. But another thing that it's cool about this device is because of that technology, it sounds completely different. And Binson, I think they are well known because of Pink Floyd, right?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, and probably they sold a lot because of them, and also they go bankruptcy because of them too. Because
oh really?
Yeah, I think David Gilmour ended using Binson. I'm not sure now. I'm gonna say a year, but
Someone
something like
said that on a forum.
74, 75, 76 or something, and Binson didn't last much longer.
Wow.
But because these are, I mean, amazing to me. It's an amazing piece of technology, designed and made in the 50s, and we are still talking about it and using them. And if you have, I mean, I would love. I've never done it live.
Oh, really?
With a band. I've never played live with this, but I've used it a lot in the studio, and even in some studios they like. Get fed up using it because of the maintenance and everything.
Yeah.
It's also a tube echo.
Yeah, but they did some solid-state versions, right?
They did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And they are cool as well.
And I think for me is the prettiest one of them all.
Yeah.
In terms of looks, this hammerite gold painting and that plexiglass that lights up. It's, you know, really
Don't
cool.
forget the magic eye.
Yeah,
which is
there's the magic
beautiful.
eye too.
This one is a bit beat up, but it's now working all right.
Yeah.
When I found this one, it wasn't working.
Which is quite common on these units.
Yeah, the wires got corroded easily, especially from this era. The first one, they don't, but these ones is like the normal thing, and it's quite expensive to change all the wires. Maybe some of you know more about it. And I don't know what I was about to say. Yeah, the maintenance, blah blah blah. They are
And
beautiful.
the sound.
The sound.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I think a very cool thing of the Binson is that they have this switch with different combinations of heads, right?
Yeah.
They got really into the rhythmical delay stuff, right?
Yeah. They have, with these ones, you cannot get exact timing you're looking for. There are some presets.
Okay.
You can get this famous slapback echo and all other more slow repetitions.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm answering your question.
Well, I was saying that I had some time ago a Binson, you know, the gray one, which was a rack unit, and it had some switches.
That one is a solid state, and it was probably from late 70s,
okay.
something like that.
So those ones, they
cool.
don't have that. They work in the same fashion as the rest. They have a switch for each head, or how does it work?
To tell you the truth, I'm not sure how they work. I just know how to make some sounds, and they really. No, I was about to say that it wasn't working.
Right there,
yeah,
right?
there are presets. These are presets, like.
Okay.
Like.
That's
so,
what I said. Yeah.
This one, it wasn't working. I sent it to a guy in Italy who's still working. He used to work in the Binson factory. Mr.
Cool.
Franco Abona, God bless him. Thank you, Mr. Abona. And now it works really well. I mean, probably there are other units in better shape, and also the Binsons are very fragile. You have to have all the parts working together properly, very well, because if some fails,
it could be a disaster.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well, shall we hear it?
Yeah. So this is not the Binson.
Okay.
And this is the Binson. With this you control the length of swell, which is the
feedback.
The feedback, yeah. Which is also really cool. Let's make some noise.
Yeah.
It's like we are now in a SV movie in the 50s. Right? We are in Mars.
Yeah.
Can you feel it?
Yes. I feel the red color.
Well, but let's play it.
And the lack of oxygen.
And you can also, here you're controlled with the input control. You can also distort the input signal.
Okay.
Will get you this kind of dirty.
Cool.
Yeah. So let me tune very quickly. All right.
Can we compare with another one?
Yeah, which the Dynacort. You can try maybe with. There are lots of presets here.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I was wrong. I think you're controlling the presets with this one. You know what? Probably we should have cleaned the heads before starting that. But
do you think it sounds darker because of that?
Yeah, probably.
Wow.
Yeah. It should. Now, if you compare with the Dynacort, I mean, you probably can hear the difference in tone.
Yeah, it sounds much brighter.
Quite dark.
That's cool. So just to make things clear, these three switches, which may confuse you as the three switches on this one or this one for the heads, they are channel selectors. This unit, as the Dynacort, had different inputs for different microphones for voice, etc. And those are switches for each channel, right?
Someone is saying here, we are French masters. Hey, French masters. Don't forget the Unibox EC80A, which was the poor man's gigging Echo Box. Love your pedals. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
Thank
right.
you.
Don't forget about them.
Yeah.
About it. And also Echosonic. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So
What else?
What else? We've got. Shall we try just to end with the tube echoes with the Fulltone?
Why don't we try before the Korg Stage Echo?
Okay.
Just
so,
because it's in the script.
Okay. So tell us a bit about it.
Well, Korg, as you probably know, and you know, is a well-known, established Japanese company, and I think they started in the 60s, and they have built amazing equipment, keyboards,
synthesizers,
a lot
of stuff.
beatboxes, drum machines.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
even pedals. They did a modular pedal board. With cartridges, you can interchange. Quite advanced at the era.
Yeah, and I think the Stage Echo was like the cousin of the Space Echo from Roland, but this came a bit later, like 4 or 5 years later. Before this one, I think this one is from '78. It's younger than me. I'm from '77, which is his brother. This is a Stage Echo. Maybe you can help me because I think I have really bad memory, but I think it's 300 something.
Okay.
I will check it. Let me check it.
Perhaps it says that on the back.
SE300. Yeah, this is the SE300, and so there was the other one, which is more for studio purposes with a balanced input and outputs.
Yeah, with XLR input and all that.
Yes,
okay.
And so this one is supposed to be more straightforward for the guitar player or for the synth guy, because I think these units were meant to be for not only for guitar players, but also for the synth. You have to think that we are here in 1978. It was this explosion of synths.
Yeah.
And so we were talking that this started in the 50s, so the 60s, and now we are in the 70s. We'll enter the 70s, and they are still doing good. And I mean, it's important for the music industry. And yeah, this one I think it's more, of course, it's more modern approach.
Yeah.
With
the layout for me is much more comprehensive than the other ones, and also it has some more features, right? Exactly. And I think you were telling me a bit earlier that this kind of unit didn't have that much of success because of the BBD's technology. And BBD stands for Bucket Brigade device, and those are the chips that are found into solid state delays, like for example, the Memory Man from Electroharmonics, the DM2 from Boss, and many others. So those units had a lot of convenience because they don't needed any maintenance like those one needed with tapes and all that lubricating stuff. And also, I think that in 1978 there were starting to appear some digital delay units, which they had a greater sound quality in terms of frequency response. For example, a BBD, it sounds really warm, which is quite convenient for a guitar. But if you want to use it for a studio, in a studio environment, you want it to sound like much brighter than as the tape echoes do, right? As you heard, for example, on the Dynacort, it sounds quite hi-fi, right? And the transition from that technology to the BBDs and to the digital stuff put this a little bit on, on the dark. People were not interested, so they didn't collect that much of a success compared to the Roland Space Echo. Is that right?
I think so, yeah,
Yeah.
it's right. And they're supposed to be also, I don't know if you were saying that this is also supposed to be like a hi-fi echo, really keen. Also can get quite dark as well.
Yeah.
We can try.
Well, but what I meant is that they can reproduce those frequencies. A BBD-based delay pedal, it just isn't able to reproduce it because of the technology.
Yeah,
Yes.
but I think the thing with the BBDs is probably they were really cheap when compared with these units,
Yeah,
which
of
were
course, of course.
quite expensive. They are much more expensive now,
Yeah.
of course,
Yeah.
but
So-
they are super cool.
Shall we try it?
Yeah, why not?
Come on. Now we've got, well, the layout is quite similar. There's these 3 heads.
Now, this is without the effect.
We got a selector for 1 head, 2 heads, and 3 heads, and then we have the speed control for the tape, right? So that enables us to fine-tune the delay time, just as the Space Echo from Roland did. So
Did you say that we also have reverb with this one?
and it has a spring reverb, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. So it has spring reverb too.
And you can use both of them at the same time, or just the reverb, just the echo.
So here's the reverb. This is just reverb, just echo, and both. So we can control the delay time. Let me turn the reverb down. This is a short delay, and this is a long delay. What's happening now is the motor is turning slower, right? So we can use different combinations of heads. And we can make it faster. You can do weird stuff, like moving the motor. Manual modulation. And we can turn the feedback all the way up.
Yeah, I
I
love
was
that.
having a little bit.
No,
much fun.
please feel free.
So, yeah, you know, I like how it sounds, but
It's not your thing, maybe.
well, no. What I was going to say is that the old ones, they have much more character. You know, this one works just how you would expect, not like the other ones. The other
Yeah.
ones have some kind of artifacts, and the tone has much more personality to me. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. Probably it was also meant to be for the studio, although his brother was meant to be for the studio.
Yeah.
But also probably nowadays works better in the studio environment. I'm not sure. You know, I was thinking because we have this fantastic Roland Compu Rhythm
Yeah.
CR78 here. Maybe we can try it now.
Yeah, sure.
with, Korg Stage
So,
Echo. What should we do?
how can we do it? Let me put this in
Yes.
standby.
All right.
And
Do
you
you
have
want
the cable?
my wire?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, the output right here.
Let's see what happens.
Let me turn down the volume. There we go. So,
Don't be afraid.
play.
Feel free if you want to dance or
Yeah.
something.
Can we try with the Dynacort?
Yeah.
Ada sa pangat.
Ah, yeah, sorry. Ah, really cool effect. I love it. Wow.
Yeah, you know, it has much more character.
And the good thing with the Echoes, you can create a really cool effect. I mean, you can play with the rhythm
Yeah.
and create a whole new, different rhythm.
Yeah,
But because
yeah.
if you compare it like just like this, it's like okay, well,
We got a
but
groove.
What about? And now, let me check the chord. Now it's the chord.
I think we are not with the Vox.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, with this one.
And what about Binson?
Well,
No,
we can stay like this for hours.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah,
We will.
we will.
Let
Sorry.
me check it with Vincent. Okay. Now
It
it's
doesn't want. Oh yeah, it stops in the. Goodbye.
What? We have to try the
Yeah, the Fulltone.
Fulltone. Come on, let's do it.
So yeah, just a second. I love this drum machine.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, their machines also work really well with Echoes. In general,
It doesn't want to turn down. Whatever.
yeah,
So
no problem. And you know anything about Fulltone? Because
Yeah.
I think you were a bit of a fan of the early overdrive. Am I wrong here?
well, it's not my favorite brand in terms of, you know, I prefer effects which can go a bit more crazy, like Zvex. It's one of my favorite brands. But they do great stuff. I mean, they do the full drive, which is based on the Tube Screamer. They do the OCD, which is kind of distortion plus an asteroid. I think it's one of the best-selling boutique pedals of all time, as far as I can recall. And they went like crazy with this. They did a replica of the Echoplex, the solid state. Well, they did both solid state, and tube units.
This one is tube.
This one is a tube one, and you know, it sounds just amazing. A good thing is that they made it with PCBs and a bit more modern technology, so it's a bit more reliable. Aside from, you know, that tape thing. Well, in fact, those ones came with a tape cartridge, right? So it's much more easier to replace a tape, and of course, those make it, you know, easier, you know, to maintain and all that stuff. In fact, the original Echoplexes, they used that cartridge system too. And so...
Can you get me like a nice slapback echo?
Yeah, sure. I can go a bit shorter. There we go.
Yep.
So we can put some repeats on it. A good thing of the Echoplex is that you can use the tube preamp to overdrive the amp, as we did with the Copycat and the Dynacort. In fact, there are some companies that they make this preamp copy of the Echoplex, for example, the exotic EP booster, and then there's also the Dunlop Echoplex. I think Dunlop bought the trademark from Echoplex.
Yeah.
I think so. As well as they did with Phosphase and Univive, you know. And, you know, I think I'm still preferring the Dynacort, man.
All right. So,
Yeah.
and we are French masters says, don't forget Jorgen Igman Apache. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So shall we use the box for Apache?
Okay.
It's all yours.
The box. But not as much.
No repeats. Sorry.
Let me see this one. You can use both at the same time. It's getting dirty. Let me see that. It's with
Last feedback?
Let me try with the Dynacort.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, amazing shadows.
So I don't know, what time is it?
It's
Let me
about
see.
time, yeah.
Yeah, it's the hour.
Yeah, you guys have any questions?
Yeah,
anything
sure. Feel
you
free to ask.
Yeah. It was really, really fun
Yeah.
to have all these units at the same time, because it's not every day that you have
Yeah.
like so many echoes to...
I think not everyone
try.
has the chance to.
No,
To
no, not
well,
really.
we are so lucky to try them, you know,
Yeah.
here live. But
Even to find them, I mean,
Yeah.
are really hard.
which one is your favorite?
I would go for
The Binson.
Binson, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I need to check this particular one because now it's getting a bit dirty.
Okay.
But I also love the box. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I love them all. I mean, I could use them, yeah, for different songs.
Yeah. That's cool. Well, so I think that was all.
That's it.
Thank you for watching us.
And if you like this kind of content, this kind of videos, please
You can
don't forget
subscribe.
to subscribe and click the bell button.
Yes.
And it has been fun, so thank you for being there.
Thank you for joining us.
If you watch this later, you can also comment, say hello, or say whatever you want.
Okay.
And yeah,
Well, thank you.
I see you next time.
See you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.